Welcome back, everybody. We have Kaza versus Cast in this European tournament. Now, we did see Kaza quite a bit recently in the Asia tournament, so good for him for staying awake. It's been, I believe, like 5 or 6 hours in between each tournament. We also have Cast. Now, I haven't seen Cast in a little while. I don't know if this is their first tournament or if I have cast this person before. I believe we have, though. Opting for the cost control specialist. Not a bad choice here for Cast. Looks like Crawler Mustang, so very, oh no, Cast is in blue. I hate that the players switch switch sides. Cast is the cost control specialist with Crawler Steel Ball. Now that's quite a headbutt setup. Kaza, or KZA, has Crawler, Mustang, and some Marksman. Very flimsy. Very, very flimsy. If there's anything here that Cast grabs that does any AoE, this could be dangerous. In fact, Cast opting to recycle. This is a crazy start. Recycling some steel balls to do what? He could recycle 2 steel balls to play 2 steel balls. No, instead opting to go with an arc light. If he does drop an arc light, he's just going to have an extra arc light. I'm not really too sure if that's the play. It's not a bad play. I mean, it's an odd one, but it's not a bad one given the enemy that he's facing. In fact, I would have thought that a unit of sledgehammers, or as I affectionately call them, tanks, would have gone quite a ways here, but instead, no. This little headbutt should work out quite well. The steel balls are more valuable in a crawler fight than a marksman. However, these Mustang can come in here and clean up a lot of these crawlers. Very good placement on this arc light here for Cast. Kaz is ready, so he's just watching this happen. $200. Are we going to see both upgrades, or maybe the oil picked early? You know, you don't really see the oil picked very early, but that would maybe come off cooldown 2 or 3 times during the battle. No, it just looks like Cast saved his cash there. Cast still might win this, though. These arc lights are going to be exceedingly important. They're able to clear away those crawlers very, very quickly. Unfortunately, the sniper should put an end to the arc lights here very quickly as well. But on the right, it looks like the arc light is going to do significantly better. Arc lights don't one-shot Mustang, and that's a big issue. Let's see if the steel balls have enough in them. Steel balls work pretty darn well against level 1 marksmen. It really comes down to this this tower drop, if it will be in time. Wow, double marksman explosions. I do feel like there's been a graphical upgrade recently. Maybe it's because, wow, look at that explosion. It's so beautiful. I don't know if there has been a graphical upgrade recently, but it feels like it. Maybe my computer upgraded while I was asleep. KZA choosing to skip. Yeah, he skipped a lot in the last one as well. In fact, I believe he only grabbed 2 or 3 different equipment modules. Cast taking his time. Kaza looks like he's opting for more crawlers. Will we see any crawlers enter the backline? That we will find out here. Wow. And more marksmen. Okay. I like it. 3 deployments. Yes, we will see crawlers in the backline on both flanks. Cast is still deciding what to do. Cast may have desynced. He took his time picking last time. Improved Stormcallers is actually quite good. At least I like it. That movement speed is really the important thing for me. Although the range is decreased, yes, that's kind of annoying. I do just like that they move a lot faster. That's very, very important. The attack is okay. Stormcaller's already hit hard enough, so there's no real need for it. Cast has 30 seconds. He did pick something, the interference module, and opts for a couple of Mustang. I don't think Cast will grab the Mustang to protect the flanks, though. He could, but actually 2 Mustang up front wouldn't do poorly either. Mustang, Mustang, Mustang. Could work out. Instead, Cast grabs a couple of crawlers. Is he going to go for a backline? He does. Both players recognizing that there's an issue. And only 1 Mustang with range? Is it going to be 2? Yes. They'll protect these towers pretty darn well. Come on. Oh, I hate this bug. There we go. Looks like they're going to go after these crawlers and destroy them. And the Mustang having range is very important, as they'll out-Mustang the other Mustang. Nothing in the backline to protect KZA's towers. That means that those crawlers should get in there at a very crucial moment. Should be 10 seconds. Both towers. Ooh, that tower drop is very, very bad here for Cast. KZA, though, he's going to be able to clean this up, but with only 1 unit of crawlers left, there isn't really much time there. Unfortunately, those crawlers just took a long time to spawn in. They're the fastest, or one of the fastest units in the game, but just not able to close that distance. Unfortunately, if that had been a unit of Mustang, this tower may have dropped in time, but without it, these crawlers may get a Mustang or two, just because that damage reduction is huge when the tower dies. But once these Mustang come back online, these crawlers are pretty much forfeit. And yeah, there it is. Good job, though. They cleaned up a little bit. And this will force KZA most likely to either play a sentry turret or another unit of Mustang. Again, just a wall of tanks would do super well here for both players. Subsidized crawlers coming out for Kaza, or KZA. Cast Assault Fang would be fun. No, goes with the subsidized... Oh my god. Okay. KZA is a Rhino specialist. Interesting choice. I don't know. Yeah, there it is. I was going to say, I don't know if those Rhinos will appear on the flanks, but they sure do. Man, that's scary. Now, Rhinos do actually suffer a little bit from crawlers. Not that they won't kill the crawlers. It's just without this whirlwind upgrade, it takes them a long time to kill the crawlers. And unfortunately, Cast is in a bad position. Losing initially to a Rhino specialist is real bad, because that just means their power spike is coming and you're already in a losing position. I'd like to see a couple of crawlers right at the front here just to distract these marksmen, possibly even kill them. Or heck, just a Vulcan. A Vulcan would do insane damage. Unfortunately, Vulcans would not work very well against the Rhinos. It looks like it's just going to be another wave of Mustang. Level 2 Mustang, though. These guys hit a little bit harder, and they still outrange the other Mustangs, so they should be able to chip through them a little bit quicker, but 3 Rhinos. I don't know if these Mustang have the chops. In fact, I believe they don't. I would have liked to see these arc lights grab a level. At least this guy here means that he'd be able to kill off all these crawlers and Mustangs significantly quicker. Not only that, they'd be able to survive these marksman shots a little bit. But that is not going to be the case. Level 2 marksmen make their way in, able to clear away these crawlers very quickly. Here's this Rhino, though. Oh my gosh, it's still at half health. It's definitely going to make its way in. This guy might attract more fire, but I don't think he's going to go down. That level 2 Rhino is just as scary. Down goes the level 1, but with it will go the tower on the left-hand side. And there's another Rhino and another Rhino coming in. Man, look at this, like, just collapse. That's terrifying. You'd hate to be one of these little Mustangs. Just like, oh god, the fist bots are coming. Blammo. You gotta love a good Fistobot. Okay, so Cast in a pretty rough position. Granted, he did have a ton more HP than KZA to start with. So it's not as though although he's lost every round, it's not as bad as you might think. Intensive training, I love intensive training. Oh my god, and it's on this level 3 Rhino. If this Rhino gets either the mechanical rage or the armor enhancement, it's going to be terrifying. No, opting for the whirlwind. Okay. Good at taking out all of those crawlers in the backline. Cast also grabs intensive training. I heard a unit come down. It's another Rhino for KZA. Going right at the front. I like this. So far, Cast has been really slow to adapt. Although he does have 5 units deployed. Those Fang or unlocking the Fang may have been a small response. It's definitely not a very good response in this case. I like the high mobility. KZA taking that high mobility is fantastic. It just means that these Rhinos will be able to get in that much quicker because they need to activate this whirlwind. High single point damage is going to be necessary to take out this level 3 Rhino. Cast really needs it, or he just needs to deploy a missile to slow it down enough for these Mustang to deal the damage, but... Oh, there's high single point damage, alright. Okay. The Rhino's just a little bit too close on the front line there. This melting point should be able to take care of it without much of an issue. I don't know if there'll be much... Ah, there it is, finally. Finally. I'd like to see these crawlers in the back line dealt with. Either removed or backed up. Alright, this guy should go down fairly darn quickly, even though it's level 3. Yeah, there's that damage just piling up. Blammo, it goes down. This guy's dead. It all comes down to the front line. It looks like these Mustang are doing a fairly good job at clearing away enemy Mustang as well. Oh, he's going to lose the tower again. Not at the worst time, though. Still has a ton of Mustang here for cast. They should be able to turn around once that goes back online. They're back online. They do have range. Down goes one Rhino. All the Mustang need to do is clear away the rest of these crawlers. They do. Okay, let's see if this... Oh, tower drop is huge. This melting point won't be able to do the work it needs to do. However, it's a much smaller loss for cast than it has been in the previous rounds, and we've seen this many times within Mechabellum, where one player will be losing consistently, and then all of a sudden they shift, they grab the right units that they need, and they start making that change. If cast grabs the senior defense specialist here, his units will have significantly more HP. Instead grabbing the charged ammo. Okay. Wow, the level 3 Rhino was recycled. It's no longer necessary. Okay. Now we see this level 2 Rhino, though. Still needs to be either a ton of melting points. Ooh, and the melting points can despawn crawlers. I love that upgrade. Just because it does keep sending wave after wave of crawler, and granted, there's good anti-crawler units on the field in the form of these Mustang, and KZA does continue to purchase them. Another melting point on the right. Not a bad choice. I am surprised that these Mustangs have not received a single upgrade yet for KZA. This melting point could level. I don't really think it's very necessary, though. Just a lot more crawlers, huh? And where are they going? Aha! Cast has found out that the other flank is completely open. Very good choice here. The melting point does receive an upgrade. They cannot receive any of their more powerful techs. That's okay. Charged ammo coming in. This should be good. It does allow them to have that electromagnetic interface, and I like to play the electromagnetic interface on units that have multiple entities that can shoot at random. I.e. one Mustang with the charged ammo can shoot there, one can shoot there, one can shoot there, one can shoot there, just disabling a lot of different units and slowing them down. Here comes the missile. It's good. Will it be enough to get through to this sniper? I don't believe so, but the Mustang are already online. And down goes those very important marksmen. As if all those marksmen drop, there really isn't much that can deal with these very heavy melting points. Ooh, melting points online. This guy should drop very quickly. He's already slowed. There it goes. Oh no. But those level 3... Oh, those level 3 Mustang are online. Luckily, that crawler support was huge for Cast. Cast looks like he's in a somewhat dominant position here. Man, this melting point, level 2, has so much HP, it's eventually going to survive this, I believe. The Mustang DPS is dropping rapidly, and with it goes the unit entities. Oh my gosh, if this melting point survives, that's a lot of damage coming back at KZA or Kaza. Alright, game's even. Here's that swing that we were talking about. Amp Core for KZA. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Amp Core or the Senior Defense Specialist again. Both are fantastic. I personally love the Amp Core, though. It is a very, very good thing to have. Where did that go, though? Where did he place the Amp Core for Kaza? Oh, interesting. Placing them on the Mustang. I like to do this. It doesn't benefit the HP too much. I mean, it does help considerably, but really that damage is what's important. Because Mustang have such a quick attack interval, yeah, bumping them up to level 4, man, they'll be able to chew through this melting point. I heard a unit get recycled there. I'm not sure what it was. And I'm sure that level 3 was just played out on these Mustang. Okay. Okay. A lot more Rhinos, a lot more Mustang. This is a very aggressive front line. I do like that they're backed up by some marksmen. Maybe another marksman would be in order, just one more level 2 marksman, just to plink away at any of these melting points that might be in the way. But with enough Rhinos hit deceptively hard, 7,000 damage a shot. Oh, interesting. Cast unlocks Phoenix. Phoenix will help at the back line, that's for sure. They won't really do much against the marksman or these very elite Mustang, but they're here. They should be able to eradicate some units. Okay. And it looks like those crawlers are the things to receive an upgrade. Maybe just so that they can get online onto that marksman, but that didn't happen. Here comes the next Rhino. Let's see if it can get in there and deal any damage. Probably. Probably. It might? No, it gets slowed. Man, the front line dissolves so fast for Cast. He just doesn't stand a chance there. There needs to be something just a little bit heavier to absorb some damage. Man, those Rhinos with just 3 or 4 hits, able to obliterate those melting points, and that will give this Mustang a ton of this Rhino a ton of HP. That's really unfortunate for Cast. Great plays here by KZA. Round 7. Not many of these games are going this long. I think the average is around 6 or 7, so this could be the end of the tournament or for one of these players. Orbital Javelin's very good. Oh, it's very good. Let's see if either player picks it. An Orbital Javelin on a key Rhino or a key melting point would be very damaging. I don't think the nuke is a very good option here for Cast, as the majority of KZA's units are exceedingly quick, and that's going to really hurt. I do like the explosive ammunition on the Mustang. It just means that they'll be able to get rid of a lot of these units much quicker, but I think there either needs to be 3 or 4 more units of Mustang, or something that's a little bit more heavy. I do like these Phoenix. They're kind of fun, but man, that's a lot of Mustang. Maybe even a Vulcan with range would do well. Cast has unlocked so many units, whereas KZA is just continuing to apply pressure with only 4. I mean, in reality, it's truly only 3 units. Yes, these marksmen are great, but they're not really here to play for too long. Man. And a lot of upgrades on these Phoenix. These Phoenix are going to die exceedingly quickly. They're really only here to take away the Rhinos, but the Rhinos are played out. They know what they're doing. They're just here to absorb damage initially. It's really all about these Mustangs here for KZA. Those Mustangs are really, really dangerous. I mean, these crawlers are not going to make it in by any means. Well, there goes all the Rhinos on the flanks. This does actually help them set up a little bit for a re-engagement. The Phoenix don't stand a chance at all, but man, these Mustang with the explosive ammo actually do quite well at killing enemy Mustang. Not well enough on the left though. Down goes the Rhino. Can the remainder of these units deal damage? I don't think so. Double tower loss is going to be just crippling here for Cast. KZA will probably not close out the game though. There isn't quite enough units. Man, it does feel like these Mustang have a lot of range. 150 range, wow. That's a lot of range. I wouldn't be surprised if Cast decides to burn the Midnight Oil and grab range this turn. Rhino Assault for KZA. That makes a lot of sense. His Rhinos already have quite a few upgrades. The range increase for Cast would be very good, or the Electromagnetic Blast. The Rhino Assault would do basically nothing. We'll see what he picks. Mass upgrades here for KZA. Man, these level 6 Mustang. 135 range. Yeah, that's why. Oh, it looks like Cast did grab the range increase. Grab the range increase and then also get the range increase again. Oh, he does do it. Fantastic. These Mustang will be able to shoot down all of the enemy Mustang if KZA does not also grab the range increase. This is the first shield we've seen this entire game get played out. Ooh, nope. KZA does grab the range increase, but without the range specialist, his Mustang will be slightly outranged by the enemy Mustang, and that could make a difference. I do think the explosive ammo is a little bit more important, just because Mustang have relatively low HP pools. Besides these level 6 Mustang, these guys are here to play. Wow, a lot more Mustang and crawlers. This is a very interesting game. I'm wondering why there hasn't been a shift. But I think it's just fight fire with fire. A lot of level 2 Mustang. This is good. They should be able to deal a good amount of damage and also fight back around these towers. If an Orbital Javelin had been picked and played in either of these 2 areas, it would have been devastating. But man, look at all the gunfire. This Rhino is doomed. It does pull a lot of damage away though, and that may be useful enough. Mustang and crawlers on the flanks just to separate out the armies. They're not enough for Kaza. The flanks do fall. Will the melting point fall? Ooh, it might get the Rhino in time. It does, right before the tower drop. Unfortunately for Cast, I don't think that was enough. Good plays by KZA. Is it enough to kill Cast? Probably. That marksman alone is worth 100 coins. It might be very close, though. Oh, it is very close. Cast is in it for at least one more round. He can potentially make a comeback here. Oh my gosh, the Ion would be very interesting. Vulcan descent for KZA. I was beginning to wonder if Vulcans were still in this game. I have not seen them in like 2 tournaments. Cast could really use a Vulcan, that's for sure. Though the Ion would be quite powerful. Just play it right across the front and eliminate a ton of units. Smoke Bomb would also be quite good for either player. I do like that Cast takes a moment to think about it. While he waits... Oh, and of course he picks something. It is the Vulcan. Oh, Vulcan in the back line. Oh. Overlords for KZA. If that Overlord sits in the back line, it will be able to crump through that Vulcan very quickly. These melting points are crying out for an upgrade. Man, I do think that if they had the crawlers, it wouldn't stop the enemy, but it does delay the enemy a little while. Just spawning out a few extra crawlers can make a bit of a difference. It probably isn't enough now, but I enjoy having it. There's the missiles. Ooh, and recycling of the Rhino there, just to get a little bit of extra cash. And oil here for Cast as well. Is there going to be some Stormcallers with fire? Or, I believe this oil was played. That way when the Vulcan drops, it will burn these Mustang, set fire, and potentially clear away these 4 units. That's a good play. That's a very good play. Cast has 5 seconds and $200 to spend. Oh my gosh, I think he sat on it. That's probably not what he wanted. And there's the oil. Some units are sitting in it. And it burns. Unfortunately, these are the very powerful Mustang that are sitting in the oil, so they're not going to drop very quickly. Too many of these units are pulled away from the frontline fight. And this melting point, although crucial to absorbing damage, is dropping very quickly. Oh no, this might be it for Cast. There's a slight pushback. It looks like he won the right, but with how many units? Not very many. And the Mustang that survived are these level 7 Super Mustang. Yes, they are getting plinked away by that electromagnetic shot, but those that remained are easily able to continue. That should be that. GG. Great plays here by KZA. We'll see you in the next round. Mr. Zhang versus Dachshund. Zhang, quick pickup here with the Supply Specialist. Mustang Crawler. I do like that. Relatively low HP, but pretty good. Dachshund, what are you going to pick up, my man? Ooh, this Cost Control Specialist looks pretty spicy. Heavy armor, though, with sledgehammers is fun. No, it looks like Dachshund. What did Dachshund place? Runner-up. Hey, good for him, man. I love watching Dachshund play. He's a great player. Dachshund does pick up the Aerial Specialist and already spawning with a couple of Phoenix. Now, I personally prefer to pick up Aerial Specialist when I don't have any aerial units played with it, just so that way my opponent might not pick up any aerial units at the first round, and I can potentially surprise them later with a quick air transition. But this seems like a pretty good play here. Dachshund actually opts to just pick up a whole bunch of arc lights, and you know what? That's a great play against this. 3 arc lights followed in with 2 units of Phoenix. Very low entity count army for Dachshund, but a very good entity count. Let's see, Mr. Zhang, with that Supply Specialist, is he going to spend it on the Sentry? I would think not. Probably best to save it. And this long line of arc lights, it's like the long arm of the law. They should be able to put this down fairly easily. Now, arc lights don't hit hard enough to just kill off Mustang. Mustang have 343 HP. The arc lights, oh no, the arc lights should kill him in one shot. Huh. We'll take a look-see at that. I have seen many Mustangs surviving recently, but who knows? Both players sitting at $0. And the action begins. Man, look at this. These arc lights are going to feast. Oh, these poor little crawlers. Basically, all of the crawlers die before the arc lights are able to get online against the Mustang. And it doesn't look like it's quite enough. Down goes the tower. There are still 2 arc lights and a couple of Phoenix left. Now, these Phoenix give off a huge amount of XP for the Mustangs. Let's see if it's enough, though. I don't think so. These arc lights should be able, or this one arc light should be able to clear away the remainder of those Mustangs. They do. Arc lights one-shotting the Mustang. Before, it must have been because of an HP increase. That's crazy how little of a difference it will make. It looks like we should see some heavy armor. Okay. Heavy armor on what? Arclight? Arclight tank is actually quite strong. Of course, it can't shoot up, but it is quite strong. Heavy hackers from Mr. Zhang might be good as well. Alright. Looks like we're going to save this heavy armor. Man. Oh, and it is a unit of sledgehammers. Okay. These sledgehammers will take a ton of damage. That's great. And the crawlers should delay the attack of the Mustang on the arc lights. Crawler, arc light, sledgehammer? That's an interesting unit comp. Normally you'd see Fang, just because they all move at the same speed. But honestly, crawlers have been making a very good showing in this setting. It doesn't look like Mr. Zhang's picked yet. He's probably debating about going for the heavy hacker. Hackers that could follow this in with 2 shields. There's not a lot that could actually shoot through these shields. No, instead he goes with the heavy armor. Oh my gosh, and unlocks a fortress. He won't be able to play it yet, but having a fortress here with that shield, there's really only the Phoenix that could deal with that. I'd say that Dachshund's flanks are fairly well covered. They're not perfect, but they're fairly well covered. Both players playing a unit of distraction crawlers. Unfortunately for Mr. Zhang, unlocking the fortress is very expensive. Unlocking giant units, unless you're a giant specialist early, is very expensive. Tanks are here. Tanks are absorbing a ton of damage from these Mustangs, meaning that these arc lights are easily able to get online and start clearing away the flanks. Meanwhile, the flank for Dachshund comes in and is going to strike home. Is it even necessary, though? No. All of those units did die. In fact, I think they died before the crawlers even took the tower. Okay. That's a good feeling. For Dachshund, that is. Ooh, deployment spec for Dachshund picked up very quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Zhang does pick up the intensive training. Grab the intensive training, play out a fortress, then make it level 2, then give it the heavy armor. That's a mean machine right there. He cannot purchase both the increased level and purchase the fortress and give it the upgrade. But he could do this, which would be quite powerful. He could potentially have a level 3 fortress next turn if he chose to. Instead, not opting for it. It looked like he skipped instead. We're going to have a crawler fight. Good. Crawler fight with the deployment module. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. This arc light is fighting nothing. Honestly, I would have left this arc light here to deal with that. I don't really think it's necessary. Man, a lot of level 2 arc lights. They're not going to have the DPS necessary to take care of a fortress, but you know what will? The Phoenix. And if these Mustang die, there's nothing to contest the Phoenix just cleaning up the fortress. Looks like the friendly crawlers were the thing to make it through. But now it's just this poor fortress that's going to be slowly killed by Phoenix. It's coming together for Mr. Zhang. The question is, can it come together quick enough? It will take a few. It'll take a few rounds, if it does come together. The fortress has almost earned itself a level, though. Oh, it did earn itself a level. It could be level 2, potentially level 3, but Mr. Zhang does not have the intensive training. That's going to bite him in the butt a little bit. Go, little arc light, go. Just keep killing. Free XP for this arc light until the fortress drops. Man, if that arc light had kill-stealed after all the hard work of the Phoenix, that would have been funny. Dachshund still in the lead, quite solidly. Mr. Zhang now in the danger zone. Ooh, enhancement module. He can't put it on the fortress, though. The fortress already has the heavy armor. So where is he going to put it? I'm not sure. Dachshund taking a moment to think about it. Mr. Zhang already played out a ton of his cash. I do think that the range on these Mustang is very important. Dachshund opts for a melting point. Okay. Not a bad choice. With the deployment specialist, he could get 2 more units of Fang if he wanted to. Oh, and there is a unit of Fang. Now the Fang will be cleared away very quickly by these enhanced range Mustang, but they might absorb at least one shot from the fortress. This fortress is hitting pretty hard. 13,000 damage a shot. Shields only have 40,000 HP, means that it will blow through the shield very quickly, especially with all the added help. Dachshund has a huge number of units unlocked, twice as many units unlocked as Mr. Zhang. Mr. Zhang's still sitting on 200 bucks. He has not played the enhancement module out yet. Man, the enhancement module with that intensive training, you can't ever count on it, but it would have been very, very powerful. All of the crawlers run beyond the shield and get cleaned up for their violent tendencies. Now the melting point should be able to get through this very quickly. Oh, is the fortress too close? It is not. What can happen is that your fortress can walk in range of the melting point, and even after the shield goes down, the melting point then gets online on the fortress too quickly. It looks like this will be enough, though. And there isn't enough damage here to get rid of the melting point. Dachshund should be able to push through this without much of an issue. Surprisingly, the melting point's taking more damage than I would have thought. It did earn a level, though. If that melting point does receive a level 2 next turn, it doesn't really have anything to fear. Alright, Mr. Zhang. Mass Stormcaller may be the best option for Mr. Zhang at this point. Dachshund going with the parasitic ammo on the tanks, maybe? I'm not sure really. I guess on the arc lights could be quite good. If these arc lights had range, they'd be truly terrifying. Oh no, a Vulcan gets played out here. Is this just going to be the pocket of Vulcans? Just the Giant's corner over here on the right hand side? No. Okay, Vulcan goes in on the center. Should be able to sweep most of this without much of an issue. Mr. Zhang does end up picking the haste module. Ooh, and a few wasps. Okay. The only thing the wasps have to fear are 2 units of Phoenix. And with the haste module, they should be able to clear through this unit of Phoenix exceedingly quickly. What can happen, and what may happen, is that Mr. Zhang still loses this flank too quickly, and this 1 unit of Phoenix eventually is able to clear away all these wasps. I'd be surprised, though. I'd be truly surprised. Can the wasps move? Ooh, they are jump drive wasps. Oh man, having them on the flanks is quite good as well if Mr. Zhang wants to play out another unit. Are there 3 units of wasps here? No. Something else was played. I'm not sure what, though. Ah, it's going to be a fortress. Okay. Double fortress, actually having the shielding for these Mustang is quite important. Dachshund can see what's going on at this point. I believe he's already hit start. And extra speed, extra range. Mr. Zhang's pulling out all the stops. It looks pretty good. In the wasps go. They may trigger on these Phoenix. They may not. I don't think they will, but they are going to trigger on that tower very quickly. That tower needs to fall right now. It does. And now the fortresses have a chance, potentially, to kill off the melting point. They do. Wow, this is going to be a lot of damage back on Dachshund. Now, granted, Mr. Zhang is going to be in a tough position next turn, but this is the swing turn that could put him back in the game. Dachshund can survive another loss like that, but really that's it. Airdrop for Dachshund. Do we see tanks? Tanks could be quite good. Honestly, just Mass Stormcaller right here. Mass Stormcaller with range. There isn't really anything that moves quick enough to avoid Stormcaller shots. Tanks, sledgehammers even kind of can avoid Stormcaller shots, but not in this situation. When they're all spread out like this, they tend to get munched up. Oh, interesting. And the range on this melting point, just to get through the shield a little bit quicker. Alright, these wasps' lives are forfeit if they stick around. They do have the jump drive, though. And that jump drive would be very important. There isn't really great anti-air here. Now there is, though. These arc lights will easily be able to kill wasps. The wasps' time is done. Recycle the wasps. Play Mass Stormcaller. That would be my bet. Oh, instead Mr. Zhang is placing his shield on the flank here. And a unit of Mustang will be coming in with them. Those Mustang, they're only level 1. It's an interesting choice. These little crawlers have been doing good things for a long time. But I don't think they'll live much longer. Where'd the wasps go? Okay, he did jump them over to here. For 50 bucks, having 2 units that you can just play with all the time is great. I really enjoy that upgrade. Honestly, having this fortress over on the left-hand side might be good. All right, let's see if these Mustang make any difference. I'd be surprised. They do pull away some units, which is useful. And out they come. They'll do something. Slowly plinking away at this arc light. Shooting it in the back. They should be able to kill off this other arc light. Okay. Okay, it's coming together. Dachshund must be worried. It looks like Dachshund's crawlers are the ones that won that engagement, though, and that's not great for Mr. Zhang. You gotta just put a little bit into there. That way you make sure that you're the thing that overwhelms your opponent when they have units on the flanks, but it doesn't look like it will matter too much. Mr. Zhang should take this round somewhat well. It's not the end of the world, but Dachshund is going to be in the danger zone. Oh no. Okay. Both players are on their last legs. Let's see if Dachshund can pull out the rest of those stops. Honestly, if Dachshund was to commit a little bit more to this flank, level up these crawlers, and then maybe play a cheeky thing of Phoenix right in the flank, that could work very well. Yes, Dachshund does level up the crawlers. Oh, that's scary. Lots of fortress upgrades. Man, this level 3 fortress is going to be pretty killer. And this level 2 fortress with the enhancement, or the amp core. Man, that's scary. Dachshund's got to think. Really, just playing a unit of Phoenix right here would be super good. Or even a unit of Phoenix on this flank. Just to go in there and claim the tower. Phoenix are fast. Phoenix are very fast. What's their speed? 16. That could really end the game here. We'll have to see. Lots of shielding. Now these shields should drop exceedingly quickly. Yeah, 2 shots from the fortresses. The fortress might even opt to grab the decreased attack interval. Sure, it will hurt their range a bit, but I'd rather the fortress immediately start plugging away. We'll see. Dachshund hasn't committed much to this flank either. He's not really too worried about those Mustangs. They're not a huge threat, especially now that the shield is here. It will potentially help for maybe 1 extra shot. Oh, okay. Good play here by Mr. Zhang, just choosing to get rid of this crawler threat immediately. Definitely the choice he needed to make at this point. And a few more Mustang with range. Oh, he knows about this. Okay, good. I was going to say, he knows about this missile. Why would he play units into it? Down they go. Man, the Fang here aren't going to do much. Immediately getting cleared away. And there's a lot more fire support now. A lot more fire support. The extra melting point does help. Instantly ruining a fortress's day. These units that are getting pulled from the side, though, are in a rough spot. Ooh, will the fortress get the melting point? It does, and it goes down. Just quick enough, though, for that tower to drop, and this one fortress that could still has way too much HP. That's the end of Dachshund. Wow, just the extra fire support there from these Mustang. Great plays by both players. That's what I was talking about earlier. And Mechabellum, even though you're winning round after round after round, all of a sudden your opponent can have a massive comeback. Great plays by both players. Dachshund, man, you're one of my favorites, bud. We'll see you in the next round. If you've been enjoying the content, please be sure to like and subscribe. We're moving into our semifinals. We have Rat versus Mr. Zhang. Rat, opt for the Giant Specialist. We haven't seen the Giant Specialist played out in a little while. Really good hand to have with the Giant Specialist. High HP. Just a ton of good units here. Nothing that shoots up, nothing that's too long range, but honestly, very good pickup. Mr. Zhang opting for the speed spec, ooh, with steel balls. That is real hard. And honestly, Fang benefit from the any of your slower movement units. Suddenly having that extra speed is very important. Going from 6 movement to 9 is a 50% increase. That makes them much, much scarier. Now, there isn't really anything that deals well with the steel balls on the floor for Rat right now, but there's a lot that deals with these poor little Fang. Unfortunately, any of these units do extremely well against the Fang right now, but having a lot of them, it helps quite a bit. Rat's in a tough position. He can't use a giant right now, nor would I think he opt to unlock one. No, instead going with some crawlers. Tanks kind of along the front line. Let's see if he spreads them out and then adds in a couple of crawlers just to kind of act as front line. Would make sense. Would make a lot of sense. Where is this arc light going? Okay, protecting. And then a couple of crawlers along this side. We've seen this happen quite often where players seem to be focusing more and more on one flank to the detriment of the others. These steel balls should be able to crush through this pretty darn easily. Man, that was a devastating round of fire there from the sledgehammers, though. This little arc light shouldn't have any problem clearing away all of these units, but the real problem is going to be that there's nothing here that can deal with the steel balls. And those steel balls should be able to march in and just kill everything. That's just the first round. You know, don't ever be too discouraged if you lose the first round by quite a bit, just because, you know what, there's no way of knowing how your opponent's going to deploy. If they opt for a very vicious headbutt, you really can't do much about it. So, such is life. These crawlers might actually be able to get in here and potentially clear away one of the steel balls. There are quite a few crawlers left. Let's see. Oh yeah, they might get this guy. They grab him. Will they get another? I don't think so. The frontline steel balls had quite a bit of HP. And this little arc light, the slow arc light, did his best. And down he goes. It is worth noting how many shots that arc light got off. I've said it time and time again, but arc lights have just great attack intervals. They shoot very, very quickly. So once you can get arc lights that hit hard, they suddenly become very dangerous. I love the redeployment. It's very strong. Rat could honestly opt for the heavy hackers. Heavy hackers would work really well against these steel balls, that's for sure. Ooh, Mr. Zhang, a man after my heart, just instantly redeploys his steel balls. Rat also choosing the redeployment. And more HP on the arc lights. Okay, it means that they have nothing to fear from the Fang, but they already kind of didn't. So, there's that. The flanks are somewhat protected. Still nothing that shoots up for Rat. All Mr. Zhang needs to do to close out one of these is simply play a unit that does shoot up. Ooh, and these crawlers are in the flank that's unprotected, as well as crawlers in the flank that is. Okay, well, it's a good thing that Rat did pick up these the heavy armor, or the armor enhancement for his arc lights, as they shouldn't really have much of an issue dealing with the rest of these units, besides the steel balls, which were already going to be the bane of their existence anyways. These crawlers should get in and claim the tower, but probably not before the tower goes down for Rat. Good use of crawlers here, but these crawlers are going to be cleared away significantly quicker by the Fang, now that the Fang are shooting faster. Both towers drop. Ooh, will this one drop? This one will drop, because there are a couple of Fang who survived that. Down it goes, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. This unit of sledgehammers probably doesn't have the DPS to clear away this steel ball. Oh, they do. Do they have enough to clear away this? Potentially. Actually, they might be in a very good spot with that splintering of the units. All of a sudden, these crawlers can engulf. This looks pretty darn good for Mr. Zhang. No. Nope. Okay, Rat does take it. I was going to say it looked good there initially when the units split, just because then the steel balls were going the right way, but that one steel ball going the wrong way, both towers dropping, just didn't work out. I would be surprised if both players don't pick up the supply specialist here, though. The supply specialist is just so powerful, especially early in the game like this. Rat. Oh, Rat goes with the barrier. That kind of makes sense. Because he already has giants. He can't play the barrier on this, though. I wonder if he's realized that. Okay. It is what it is. I mean, this is a good choice. This Overlord's going to be able to decimate everything. And these level 2 Fangs should have no problem clearing away these crawlers. But it is an interesting choice. I would have expected to see a Vulcan. A Vulcan right here with the barrier, just clear everything away. Then all you have left to deal with are steel balls. And that means you can start getting either giants or some marksmen or even some Phoenix. Would not go awry here. Ooh, interesting choice. Opting to swap out those crawlers for a arc light. So arc light shouldn't die. It does die. Yeah, those Fang just hit a little bit too hard at level 2, doing 110 damage. Especially on a unit that's just spawning in. If that had been a level 2 arc light, would have been a different story. I don't think this Overlord will ever die to the Fang. It could potentially, if the Fang eventually build up enough. In fact, I think if all of these Fang came in on this Overlord together, that would spell the end of the Overlord. But They're a little bit too spaced out right now. They could all bunch up at a crucial moment, though. Actually, I think they might all just bunch up. Let's see if this tower can drop in time. Overlord shots hit really hard. You know, in a recent update, the command center was given the ability to fortify. I don't think I have ever seen a single player use that. Not once. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. These Fang would have been able to kill the Overlord if they hadn't been weakened. That's a lot of damage, though. Rat is slowly pulling ahead. Just a little bit at a time. Orbital Bombardment here would be great for Rat. Mr. Zhang opting for the Rhino, and Rat opting for the Rhino as well. Rhino right here would do quite well. Rat thinks so as well. And if we're both thinking it, I have no reason to think that Mr. Zhang isn't thinking that as well. Yeah, there's the Rhino for him. And these Fang are getting to the point where they could actually act as the anti-air. These Fang are getting a lot of upgrades. Fang build is scary. I'd be nervous about it if I was Rat. These Arclights need range to deal with the Fang now. Or just get a Vulcan. You are a giant specialist. Okay, melting point unlocked for Rat. You know, you might as well unlock all of the giants if you are a giant specialist. Just so that you can make that transition whenever you want. Mr. Zhang once again unlocks the fortress. Oh, and Rat unlocked the fortress as well. Okay. Okay. Mr. Zhang does like to stay relatively low units. Unfortunately, this Arclight is dead again. This guy's super dead. Okay. 2 Arclights down. 2 Overlords, though. That will be the deciding factor here. These Overlords should be able to clear away a lot of the steel balls if they end up shooting at the steel balls. Yeah, there goes the steel balls. And once the steel balls drop, these tanks might be able to act as a little bit more of a bullet sponge. Down goes the tower a little bit quicker here for Rat. That might be enough to seal the deal here as the Overlords are moving in on these weakened Fang, clearing them away. There goes the next tower, but honestly, I don't think one group of Fang is going to be enough here. Their heart is in the right spot, but one full group of Fang... Oh my god, they melt this Overlord so quick. Man, what is their attack interval now? That's not right. 4 seconds? That can't be right. I don't think that's reading properly. These guys are shooting way faster than every 4 seconds. Good show, though. Mr. Zhang takes a little bit of a hit. Not too bad. Not too bad, but he's almost at half the HP of Rat. In another round, he will be if he takes another hit like this. Wasp Swarm, good choice. Super heavy armor might be calling to Rat. No, Rat opts for the Wasp Swarm as well. Just a mirror match. These Wasps will die to Fang so quickly, though. Just ridiculously quickly. Oh, and this fortress with shields should be able to protect these Fang in a big way. The Vulcan should be able to clear away a lot of these Fang as well, especially with the shield. That's 2 units of dead Fang for sure. Nothing else that really shoots up here besides these Overlords, so these Wasps will be able to get in and deal a ton of damage. Almost certainly taking the tower. That's going to be tough. Interesting choice for the steel balls to get a little bit closer. Unfortunately, he doesn't know that there's an Overlord here. This Overlord will absolutely decimate these steel balls. That's okay. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. I don't think there's much else that can be done at this point. Both players agree, and on the tournament goes. This shield is very important. It's going to hold a lot of these Fang in place for a little while, just allowing them to get through these tanks, and more importantly, allowing the Wasps to come in. Down goes the tower. Will it be enough? Oh, well, the Wasps eat mass death once they encounter the Overlord. I don't think it is going to be enough, as these Overlords are still going to be able to bring down those fortresses without much of a problem. Unfortunately, Fortress I can't shoot up. These little Fang are doing their best, but there's just too many crawlers here drawing away their shots. That's that. This is going to be a huge amount of damage. Rat showing why... What did he end up with? 2nd place, if I remember correctly? Yep. Group 1, 2nd round runner-up. We watched him earlier. Good plays. Let's see if Rat can actually claim a victory in this tournament. Portable shield, and what was that? Something. Oh, the underground threat. Man, Mr. Zhang has left this spot open for a very long time. Let's see if he finally puts a unit there to defend it. That would be very important. The Overlord Artillery does come out. Overlord Artillery is used mainly for killing giant units, just because that extra single point damage is really, really powerful. Wow, mass giants for both players. This is quite the rumbling. I'd like to see one or two of these overlords grab, well, I guess only one, no, two overlords can upgrade. That would be very important, just so that the Fang, although they'd still be able to damage the overlord, wouldn't chew through their HP pool quite as quickly. Going from 15 to 30,000 HP, that's quite the increase. Instead, it's going to be an Arclight. Okay, you know, Arclights don't do well against fortresses, but he doesn't know that there's mass fortress on the horizon. And the defense, okay, a little bit of extra HP. That should push these overlords into another second or two of life if the Fang do all decide to go crazy and hammer them. Man. Oh. Without the Arclight here, though, I'm not sure if these little guys will pick up on the crawlers. They might be too fast. They might run in a little bit too quickly and the crawlers get through. We'll find out. Nothing on the flanks. Let's see if these crawlers make it in. The center engagement, oh my gosh. The overlords get through these shields so quickly. Down goes the Vulcan. Oh no, these little Fang did run in too quick. There's a lot of crawlers in the back line, and this is going to be devastating. Both towers should drop right at the same time. That is not what he needed on the front line. The front line already was not going the right way. Oh, well, good plays here by Rat. Very successful win. Mr. Zhang, congratulations on the tournament so far. We hope to see you in the following rounds. That's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. Both players playing phenomenally, though. Rat just kind of made the right counter chip choices right when he needed it. We'll see you in the next round. If you're liking the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. We have Rat versus Joda for our finals. Oh my. Rat has an interesting hand here. He does opt for the cost control specialist with Crawler Stormcaller. That is a mean hand to start with. I love spawning with early Stormcallers. It's not as oppressive as it used to be. Joda does pick up the supply specialist. This is actually quite a good pick because it does help him keep up with Rat's extra economy. Is $50 worth the difference in having slightly worse units? It's for you to decide. I might still opt for the cost control specialist, but Rat has some very good units here. Wow, look at this T shape. These Stormcallers should be able to knock down the tower right away. Of course, this can be easily countered later, but if he does go with this super aggressive headbutt, protecting these Stormcallers with Arclights and with Crawlers, that could work out extremely well for him. Joda still hasn't made any plays yet. He's set up in a very safe position. Perhaps a unit of sledgehammers? No, opting for Phoenix. A very good pickup here. Exceedingly good. There's nothing that shoots up for Rat. Rat has actually proven that he doesn't like to pick a lot of units that shoot up. This will work out very well here because Joda unfortunately will lose the tower initially, which will probably mean that he loses the rest of this side without much of a challenge. Oh my god, the tower didn't drop. Okay. Even though the Stormcallers were set up in a very good way, there's the tower drop. It doesn't really matter. Eventually, Joda will clear this away. Eventually. It will take some time, but he should eventually win this. These Mustangs should be able to clear away the Arclight. The Arclight doesn't one-shot them because they are weakened due to the cost control specialist. It's odd to see a unit of Mustang counter Arclights as well as they did, but hey, there's that. If these Phoenix get distracted or stop shooting at the crawlers and start killing off this Arclight, that would be very important. Wow, the Mustang dodging around. Oh, Phoenix shoot! Phoenix shoot! They shoot, but they end up killing basically everything too late. Alright, well, the Mustang will eventually all drop here, and now it's just a game of how long can the Phoenix stick around. Both players opting to speed up the game, probably a wise decision. Phoenix are eventually starting to stutter shot, but I think Joda will actually take more damage than Rat, just because I don't think the Phoenix will be able to kill everything in time. But if you enjoy a little shooting gallery, Oh wow, the Phoenix actually were able to clean away everything. And Joda wins by 200 points, as predicted. Now Rat does have a significantly more HP, so he can take quite a few more losses like this. I wouldn't be surprised if both players go with the Deployment Specialist here. It's so early in the game, both of them have extra economy. Rat definitely has the economy to go for it. Joda should as well. He might be tempted by that haste module, or heck, even the subsidized crawlers, but I wouldn't be surprised. Wow, Joda does go with the haste module. Haste module is one of the best equipment pieces in the game. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. That Deployment Specialist is what I would consider either the strongest or one of the strongest cards in the game. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I really highly rate the Deployment Specialist. Being able to play out extra units, especially when you have a larger economy, is just phenomenal. Okay, so something needs to be done about these Stormcrawlers. The answer is not one unit of crawlers. This unit of crawlers will get absolutely obliterated by the rest of these units. It might take a couple of turns, though, for Joda to play out enough units to actually deal with this. Unfortunately, these Stormcrawlers should reign supreme on the ground. Yeah, and Joda had to spend an extra $100 to play out a third unit there, or sorry, an extra $50 to play out another unit there, when he could have had that potentially for free again next turn. Basically playing for the Specialist without actually picking up the card. But these Mustang will be able to cruise down the field very quickly, hopefully quickly enough to take out the tower for Joda. I'm not sure though. Mustang making quick work of the crawlers in the center means that friendly crawlers for Joda are able to start collapsing in on the others. There goes the tower. Will the Stormcrawler shots still land true enough? I don't think so. The Phoenix are moving in and are able to get online on both enemy Phoenix. Joda is going to win this by a substantial margin again, more substantial than the last round. Well, that's definitely more than 200 points, right? Rat should be just in line with HP with Joda. Yes, good prediction. 3,600 to 3,600 HP. Okay, Rat needs to start bringing it back. Oh my. Speed Specialist for Joda. Does Rat agree? No, Rat opts to skip. Okay, we're starting to see a little bit of a divergent in play here. Oh, man, this Vulcan is going to do very well. Where's it going? Hold on. Vulcan on the flank. Wow. This Mustang is shooting a little bit harder, but it doesn't quite have the level. I'm not sure if it will be able to chew through this Vulcan. I doubt it. And also having the jumping Phoenix, Rat is playing extremely well here, just trying to catch Joda off guard. A couple of marksmen, one marksman, it's not going to be enough. The marksman will be quite good at picking away at this arc light, though. And this missile might go after the Stormcrawlers. 2 marksmen. Okay. At least the marksmen are unlocked for Joda to potentially take care of this Vulcan. So here's the danger of playing a giant unit in your backline, is that giant unit lives there now. And if there is a good counter to the giant unit, eventually those points will be lost. Rat playing extremely well here by playing the giant unit behind the starting line. You see this yellow indicates where the giant unit is. A unit of crawlers or a unit of Fang can still go in front of it. Heck, even a unit of tanks can still fit there. That means that the Vulcan won't always be the first thing to get shot at. Your giant units often don't want to be the thing absorbing the damage right away, because you often need them to clear away enemy units. We shall see, though. Are the crawlers distracted? No. Missile goes out. Ooh, takes out a full unit of Stormcrawlers. Oh my god, there goes the tower. Really great job on these jump jet Phoenixes. I love it. Absolutely love it. He didn't need them to do it, so he may have played his hand a little bit too early there, but man, that was really well done. Look how quick these Phoenix are now. What are they, 21 speed? These guys are just zooming around town. This marksman didn't stand a chance. This should be it for Joda. That's a big loss. He's going to lose not only by whatever's left on the field, but by a unit of Phoenix, some Stormcrawlers, and it looks like a couple of arc lights. That's a lot of damage. Around 700-ish damage? More than that. Ouch. Alright, Joda takes his first loss in this final. Let's see if he can continue forward. I think charged ammo for Joda. Okay. Interesting. There isn't really a lot of technology on the field right now, so Might just be picking that for the slow. Rat could honestly go with the mobilized battleship. Playing a battleship in the backline would work quite well here. There's the Rhino to distract the Vulcan. This has been seen... Oh, but the Vulcan's no longer there. You know what? That might not be the worst thing in the world, though. Just because this Rhino will still march down the field, clobber this, and take the tower. Shield on the fortress. Is it going? Yes, it is going near the front. Double Rhino. Oh my. Okay, this tower has definitely fallen. Will it fall quickly enough? I think so. I really think so. Joda has not opted to recycle any of his units yet. Instead goes with the mobile beacon. Oh yes, he's easily going to be able to push this in. I like the little bit of support that Rat is playing on this flank. I think it's very important if you're set up for a pseudo headbutt that you do support your flank as much as possible. Yeah, that missile wasn't going to land. And there's really not much that can go through a shield here. At least not at any speed. It's all going to come down to this tower. The tower should drop fairly quickly though. Most likely not to the Rhino, but to all of these Mustang. It should... Oh, it's going to be really close. Down goes the tower. Is it enough? There isn't really a lot of units here that can plink away at the shield. Alright, the shield's down. In comes the units from the flank. They're very quick thanks to that speed specialist. Oh, the fortress has a lot of HP and it deals a lot of damage. Will it be enough to plink away at this Rhino? No. Great job here. I do like the double Rhino play. Rhinos are an extremely good unit that used to dominate the very early meta of the game. Back when the game was first released into the beta access, Rhinos were very, very prominent. They saw quite a few nerfs, and since then those nerfs have been somewhat reversed. Rhinos have kind of made a bit of a comeback. Orbital bombardment here coming down for Rat. Very good placement with double fortress as well. That should stop this Rhino aggression quite handily. The fortress in the center was eaten. Interesting choice. Is Joda going to pick up? Nothing. Okay. Instead opting to recycle a unit. Looks like it was that background Rhino. No reason to keep it around. Mass shielding would be important here, but I don't think it's going to happen. Joda might be a little fearful of the fortresses. Well, there is not really much that can take care of the fortress. There's one level 2 sniper and potentially a level 2 Phoenix, but that's it. There isn't really much else dedicated to anti-giant. Ooh, but you know what does work quite well against giants are Stormcallers. These Stormcallers might... Oh, I think they're going to aggro on the enemy Stormcallers. Very important to get rid of those shields. Very, very important. Joda still has 500 in cash. Man, I bet he's wishing he had that, the deployment specialist. He's had to pay for these units several times over. And although these Mustang are good, they're by no means worth the $150. I wouldn't pay $150 for the haste module. It's very strong, but if I compared a haste module for 150 bucks versus the deployment specialist for $50, I'd definitely be picking the deployment specialist. Ooh, good placement on the running here, just to avoid these crawlers. The crawlers should all flow in. Ooh, but they're going to be behind the shield. He might get half the unit. Yeah, he gets about half the unit. Missiles go down. They're looking pretty good. These units are all going to die here on the right. There's no real reason to pay attention to them. Stormcallers don't have enough support at the front. Now they're back online. They could hammer down some of these units. I don't think it will be enough, though. In come these powerful Mustang, but there isn't really much they can do against tanks. And down they go. All right. One fortress looks like it's going to drop, potentially. Potentially. That's a lot of Stormcaller shots. I don't know if it'll be enough, though. No, both towers dropping at the same time. Those Phoenix synchronized killed the towers. Well done. Very well done for both players. Huge amount of damage coming in on Joda. Oh my god. Joda's nearly dead. Rat. Can Rat claim second and first place in 2 tournaments? That would be amazing. He claimed second place earlier this morning. Joda goes with the parasitic ammo. This could be useful. Rat opts to skip. So the reason I said parasitic ammo can be good is that fortresses suffer from having to, very low splash damage, but also kind of a high attack interval. Their attack interval is, what, 2 seconds? And if you haven't seen it already, go check out my fortress highlight video, and also how to stomp fortresses. What can happen is that units spawning right at their feet, especially if they're spawning Fang, and let's say the Stormcallers are the things that have the parasitic ammo, the Fangs spawn out, the Stormcallers kill the Fang and deal a little bit of damage to the fortress, but then the fortress, instead of shooting at the Stormcallers, shoots at those newly spawned crawlers. So it not only does it deal good damage against fortresses, it's also great at delaying fortress damage. Melting points, very obvious answer to these fortresses. I do like the rumbling coming out here for Rat. It's going to be a lot of extra Fang. Those extra Fang are going to be crucial here. They're all flowing in. There isn't really a lot of great AoE to deal with all these Fang. The Mustang do have the splash damage though, so they should be able to take care of it, but man, has he left this right flank open. It's not looking great. Oh, these units are being pulled instead of going after the tower. They might be pulled the entire way. The overlords these melting points are eventually getting online and killing off fortresses. Wow. Somehow able to drag all of these units just to where he needs them. The tower's now open. That tower might fall. It does. Oh, with that falling, is it enough? Joda only has 300 HP. As long as the fortress lives, that's it for Joda. Man, there's a lot of tanks in the way. There's a lot of Stormcallers too, and down goes the tower. Oh yes, this is going to go in the way of Joda. That was close. Man, Joda's units really pulled those guys right along. That's the power of the mobile beacon. It shifted this entire flank back into Joda's main forces. Barrier coming out for Joda. Oh, Amp Core here for Rat would be quite good. Joda thinks it's the end of the game. I think it's the end of the game. Honestly, playing a melting point here might be useful. I'd like it if there was a little bit more meat in the front here for Joda. Just something to kind of deal a little bit of AoE and absorb a little bit of damage. A melting point here could be quite good as well. Melting points can Tokyo Drift. Oh, the Vulcan's coming back with a vengeance. Anti-electromagnetic barrage, actually, for the melting points. Should take care of these shields quite quickly. I do like this Vulcan returning. I don't know if it will be able to live, though. That's a lot of damage coming out of these Mustang. Granted, the splash damage does neuter their damage quite a bit. We'll see. If the Vulcan lives, it does take a very long time for the Vulcan to come back online. I don't know if that's going to work. Man, these melting points are crucial. Joda doesn't have a lot of cash left, and this mini fortress can become so damaging. Fortresses, even at level 1, deal so much damage. They have so much HP. Their main weakness is just how slow they are. So you need your melting points to be online and hitting them immediately, and it looks like this melting point will be doing just that. But with the Fang spawn, that could be an issue. Down go all of those units. One fortress will die. Melting point is online against these units, but I don't think it's going to be enough. This tower is going to fall. Oh no. Joda is in a really tough position here. Let's see if he can hold out on the left flank. Without the Mustang being fully engaged, able to clear off all those units, it might be difficult for him. Melting points are slowly coming online against the right units. One more fortress will fall. Man, I bet Rat is very happy that Joda does not have the Giant Hunter perk. I don't think it would have been the right choice here, as it looked like the game was going to end. These Stormcaller shots are coming in clutch, clearing away a ton of units. It's all going to come down to what appears to be one melting point and a couple of Stormcallers. It's just not going to be enough. The fortresses were able to spawn tanks. They were able to spawn Fang. These fortresses basically became their own army. Well played here. Rat does claim the tournament. Congratulations, Joda. Another great player. Just mass fortress. Let's take a look at our leaderboard. Here we have it. Our tournament winner, Rat, Joda, Jeremiah won. Time for a miracle. Congratulations to all these players. Hey, Lul. I haven't seen Lul play in a little while. Doxson. Poor Doxson. Congratulations, everybody. I hope to see you in the next tournaments. And again, if you enjoy Mechabellum, let me know in the comments below. See you in a bit.